The film world was caught off guard by sudden news that Stephen Hibbert, the actor behind one of the most unsettling characters in movie history, has passed away at the age of 68. For many fans, the name might not immediately ring a bell. But the moment you mention the masked figure known as the Gimp from Quentin Tarantino's legendary film Pulp Fiction, people instantly remember that disturbing basement scene that left audiences shocked back in 1994. The strange thing is, the man behind that unforgettable character had no real dialogue, barely appeared on screen for a few minutes, and yet somehow became part of one of the most iconic moments in modern cinema. And now, decades later, fans are looking back at the life of the actor who quietly played a role that millions of viewers still talk about today. According to reports shared by family members, Stephen Hibbert passed away on March 2nd in Denver, Colorado after suffering a heart attack. His children Ronnie, Rosalind, and Greg released a heartfelt statement saying their father's life was filled with love for his family and a deep dedication to the arts. The news spread quickly online, and movie fans immediately began revisiting clips of the film that made him famous. Social media posts started appearing almost instantly, with people sharing screenshots of the chilling scene that introduced the mysterious character known simply as the Gimp. For many viewers, it was a reminder of just how powerful even a brief moment in a film can become when it's part of the right story. But what many fans didn't realize is that long before that strange role placed him in cinematic history, Stephen Hibbert had already built an impressive career behind the scenes in television. Hibbert was born in Fleetwood, England in 1957, and his journey in entertainment began not in front of the camera, but behind a writer's desk. In the 1980s, he started working in television comedy, landing writing opportunities that many aspiring creators could only dream about. One of his early jobs included writing for the hugely popular show Late Night with David Letterman, where sharp comedic timing and clever writing were essential. The experience helped him develop a reputation as a creative mind capable of crafting memorable comedy. As the years went on, Hibbert expanded his work into multiple television projects, including writing for MAD-TV, a sketch comedy series that became known for its edgy humor and celebrity parodies. He also contributed to family sitcoms like Boy Meets World, proving that his writing style could adapt to very different audiences. Around the same time, he worked on a 1994 comedy film It's Pat, the movie, which starred comedian Julia Sweeney. By the early 90s, Hibbert had already built a respectable career in television writing, even though most viewers had never heard his name. Then came the moment that would unexpectedly define his legacy. During the production of Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction, Hibbert was cast in a role unlike anything audiences had seen before. The character was known simply as the Gimp, and he appeared during one of the film's most shocking sequences. In the infamous pawn shop basement scene, Bruce Willis's character Butch finds himself in a horrifying situation involving criminals in a disturbing underground room hidden beneath the shop. Suddenly, a masked figure emerges from a wooden crate, dressed head to toe in a latex suit with a zippered mask covering his entire face. That silent figure was Stephen Hibbert. The character had no spoken lines at all, communicating only through eerie movements and muffled sounds. Despite the lack of dialogue, the scene instantly became one of the most talked about moments in the entire film. Audiences were stunned by how dark and bizarre the situation became, and the mysterious character added an extra layer of tension that made the sequence unforgettable. What makes the story even stranger is how that small role ended up following Hibbert throughout his life. Pulp Fiction quickly became one of the most influential movies of the 1990s, earning critical praise and building a massive fan base. Over time, fans began analyzing every detail of the film, including the bizarre appearance of the Gimp. Some viewers speculated about the character's backstory, wondering who he was and how he ended up trapped in that disturbing situation. Others simply remember the character because of how shocking the moment felt when they first watched the film. Hibbert himself reportedly joked in interviews that he never quite figured out how to monetize the strange fame that came from playing such a mysterious role. Unlike many actors who become famous through major speaking parts, his most recognizable performance was hidden behind mask. Yet somehow, people still remembered it. After his appearance in Pulp Fiction, Hibbert continued working in entertainment, appearing briefly in a few other films and television projects. He had a small role as a guard in the comedy sequel Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, another film known for its memorable humor and over-the-top characters. He also appeared in The Cat in the Hat, starring Mike Myers, showing up in a minor role that added to his growing list of quirky appearances in Hollywood productions. On television, he popped up in guest roles on shows like Just Shoot Me, and even appeared in an episode of the action comedy series Rush Hour. None of these roles reached the same cult-level recognition as the Gimp, but they showed that Hibbert remained connected to the industry in different ways. Eventually, however, Hibbert began shifting his focus away from traditional Hollywood acting and towards something he seemed to enjoy even more: teaching and mentoring new talent. After settling in Denver, Colorado, he became involved with the local theater community and started teaching improv classes at the Chaos Bloom Theater. Students who worked with him often described him as passionate, creative, and deeply committed to helping young performers find their voice. He also taught film theory courses at the Denver School of the Arts, sharing his knowledge of storytelling and filmmaking with aspiring artists. In many ways, this quieter chapter of his life revealed the part of Hibbert that fans rarely saw. Instead of chasing fame, he seemed more interested in helping the next generation of creators understand the craft of entertainment. Even with that quieter lifestyle, his role in Pulp Fiction never fully faded from public memory. The film itself continued gaining legendary status over the years, frequently appearing on lists of the greatest movies ever made. The pawn shop basement scene remained one of the most shocking moments in Tarantino's entire career, often discussed in film analysis videos and movie retrospectives. Every time new audiences discover the film, they encounter the mysterious character known as the Gimp all over again. And while the scene was disturbing, it also demonstrated something fascinating about storytelling in film. A character with almost no dialogue and only a few minutes of screen time had still managed to leave a permanent mark on movie history. Now, with Stephen Hibbert's passing, many fans are reflecting on that unusual legacy. He wasn't a typical Hollywood celebrity. He didn't headline blockbuster films or walk red carpets every year. Instead, he built a career through writing, creativity, and occasional acting roles that added color to the stories being told on screen. Yet somehow, one strange moment in a cult classic secured his place in cinema history forever. It's a reminder that sometimes the roles audiences remember most aren't always the biggest ones. Sometimes, the character who barely says a word ends up becoming the most unforgettable part of the entire movie. And decades after that chilling basement scene first shocked audiences around the world, the man behind the mask is now being remembered not just for that role, but for the creative life he lived beyond it.